Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Snack Time. Thank you very much for joining us. This is our 6th episode. We have an incredible guest. She goes by the name of Shaniqwa Jarvis. That is her given name. It's not a name she made up. And she's a photographer whose work all of you have probably seen, either in a campaign for one of your favorite brands or just her own editorial artwork. And she has a great book out, and it's called Shaniqwa Jarvis. I don't think it has a name. We'll get to that. We'll see. And it's a book of her photos. It's incredible. It's put up by Baque Press. So big up to that. And Angela Baque, we're going to talk about that with her. My snack, let's talk about it. Why not? It's called Snack Time, right? Ooh, look at the SNS towel. I think they have a bunch of those coming out soon. I like it. This is not a promo. I genuinely like it right there next to my logo. These are Teddy Grahams. These are chocolate chip Teddy Grahams. Pretty good. I wanted to get like a savory snack, but alas, I once again let my sweet tooth take over. Why don't we get into the interview with Shaniqwa so that it's a nice long one this time, and you guys can see and hear about her career. All right? Peace. Shaniqwa Jarvis, welcome to Snack Time. Thank you for joining us.
Oh my God, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. I've been lucky to know you for a while and know your work. And I think that a lot more people in the world know your work these days than when we originally met. It's been absolutely amazing to watch the growth. So before that, let's just tell people what you do. You are a photographer by trade.
I think so. I don't know, recently I've been like, call me an artist.
Well, I wanted to say, I actually think you're an artist. And, you know, I'm a fan of your work.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people in the community are. I think it's art, what you do. Even on the editorial,
Really?
I can't tell. Like, even when you'll post a photo of Serena Williams, and I'm like, oh, wow. Did she just meet her and they were hanging out? She took an awesome photo of her? Is this forced? You know what I mean? Because your photos are very intimate and just, I love them. I love them.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I only have people I like on this show.
I mean, that's great for you and great for me. Yes. So yes. I mean, I'm always like, I went to art school, so therefore I'm an artist.
Yes, very fair.
Even though I suck at everything else besides photography.
You don't have a good hand at drawing or sculpture or anything like that?
Oh my God, no. I mean, no. Teachers were like, oh, it's really great you're in the photo program. It's really good you're in the photo program. Like, my color theory, she was like, I really love your colors and how you put them together, but like, this is sloppy. This is gross.
Oh my God. Where was this?
Where? Oh, at Parsons
School of Design in New York City, where we are. And where you're born and raised, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You can sip that. It's fine. It's just,
thank you.
Listen, this is just Parks Department, who you know, that's me, and SNS, who you know intimately, of course. You've worked with them.
I know, I was like,
So it's just us. It's just the million people on SNS's Instagram watching this. Don't worry, Shaniqwa. By the way, big shout out to our homegirl Alana,
yes.
for being like, yo,
yes,
you know, and
she is the best.
While we're on the subject of Alana and SNS, can we talk about George Clinton, please?
We definitely can talk about George Clinton. I feel like I may even have an SNS sticker on my desk, but I also may not. So this might be, a bunch of
That's okay.
A bunch of searching for no reason. Yeah, Alana reached out to Raj and I to do that shoot. I think Adam Tickle also was like, the two of them, they're like, oh, it'd be great to get Shaniqwa in to do this, and then I was like, oh, we should definitely do video. And they're like, yeah, then let's get Raj to do it.
Tell people who Raj is, please.
So Raj Dept is, I would say, one of the most awesome people that I know. And I'm so lucky to be married to him. He too is an artist. I think, he would find comfort in that title.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That makes sense for him too. Yeah, and can you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
That's train.
That's okay. We're down with that. So they had you shoot George Clinton for they did like something with George, and they had you. What was that? I want to know. First of all, I know that Alana. I don't mean to keep talking about Alana from SNS so much for like the gram or whatever, but she's a big George Clinton fan.
Huge.
This is probably her way of like just setting up a way to work with George Clinton through her job. Really, that's pretty much what happened, right?
I mean, I think all of Alana's amazing ideas are because she loves these very specific people.
Yes.
And every time she's like, wouldn't it be so great if we got, I won't say because I know a few are still in the works, but like, she has this like, weird eclectic taste. And I think George Clinton was such an amazing and great pick for this shoot. They had this like.
But on a personal level, did that mean anything for you? I want to know. Like, are you a fan? Just the iconic nature of it?
I love photographing people who are just legends, and they're legends because they've done so many things and influenced. Like George Clinton has influenced such a wide range of musicians, and to me, that's like meeting someone who's his mind is all over the place, who's gone from taking drugs to being sober or to not being on like insane drugs anymore. Just the way that he's been able to bob and weave through the times and also influence people has been, I don't know, it's been super inspirational to me. So I was like, I want to photograph him.
That's really awesome. That is awesome.
It's so often I'm photographing people who are called legends, but they're not really.
Well, that title, legend and hero, gets thrown around a lot in culture in the last 20 years, I'd say, Yeah.
Like, how can you be 20 and be a legend?
No. No. Legend in the making.
Maybe.
Maybe in something. Yeah, sure. Okay. I mean, I would argue that, there were, I can think of like some surfers and then like some tennis players, just like athletes and stuff like that, or entertainers. Sure. Chief Keef is some kind of legend. I was on the phone about this. Someone was like, I know you don't listen to him, but Chief Keef is a legend. And I was like, I think you're correct. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But it does get thrown around a lot. And it's an honor when you are able to work with legends. And it seems like you're getting to do that a lot these days. And a lot of female legends, I feel like. And I think that if we go back a bit in your work, and I want to kind of touch on this and not provide art critique or try to summarize your career, not only because I don't want to offend you and get it wrong, but I also know that payback's and you can get me back someday. But I think that there's been a lot of humanity in your work from the very beginning, and it's had a very kind of a woman's energy is definitely involved in whether it's a photo of a child or a photo of a woman or a man. I don't care, like a group.
You said there's woman energy?
Yeah, there's a female energy because you are a female photographer, and
yes, I do identify as a female.
Yes, and we can, and I think but they're strong. It's not like, I don't say that to say that it's soft. You have a very strong kind of look in your photographs and aesthetic. Do you agree with this stuff?
Sure.
As I stuff my, eat my snack. Stop talking. You're like, where is this guy going?
I was like, yes, no, I agree. I think I think I've always set out to capture the true essence of people.
Okay.
And I think that comes from a little bit of being a nosy human being and inquisitive, just like wanting to know more about another human. So I think within my photographs, I think I've always just like been trying to do that, like being a shy person and then having this camera, this tool that I can use to help me get closer to people, and it's all kind of like worked together, where sometimes that's like not a great recipe, but for me, it has been like really caring about my subjects and saying yes only to shoots where I'm, interested in people. Because it's a physical and emotional thing to take photographs of people.
Yeah, yeah.
To direct them to be like themselves, like just be you.
That's it. That's like your little. Okay, that's much better than my summary of Shaniqwa's photos, people, because it came from the artist herself. So yeah, and you've had that. You've really had that since the beginning, and it's amazing.
You think so?
You don't think so?
No, I'm
No, I definitely think so. And I've seen it. It's just success has come. It's not that you haven't changed or grown as an artist, but you've had that touch from the beginning. And it was just kind of like, this lady's moment is going to come. It's just a matter of when, and then boom, Talk to
when I
go ahead, please.
Sorry, I totally cut you off because I'm just gonna go off. When I saw you at Dana's opening, and you said to me when you were like, you've been doing this for such a long time, and you've been hustling, and you've always just been on it. It's just sometimes you forget when you're in the shell, when you're in the body, how long and how many doors you've knocked on, how many people you've been like, yeah, like I can't even, like you saying that, I was like, I wonder how many times I've emailed out there to be like, can you help? Can you, like you just go.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of like a true community. And if there's anyone that out there watching, kind of wondering how to like start their creative process, if you will, it's like it's surrounding yourself with people, because I actually give a shit about you and your work, and
Thank you.
And yeah, but that's where that kind of where I can reflect on your journey, and in turn talk to you about it, and it kind of that's community, and I think
right.
Although everyone is an artist right now because of this quarantine thing, actually, how do you feel about that?
I think that, what is it? Like you're born and you know everything, but, as you get older, you socialize, so you forget everything. I think turning to art allows you to remind yourself, like, maybe of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's interesting to see some people like, oh yeah, I'm an artist and I'm making stuff. Like, I think that that's great. And I think that that's healing. And then on the other side, I also think it's like ridiculous and a bunch of shit, but I like, this world wouldn't be exciting to me if there wasn't the mix of like innovation and bullshit.
Absolutely.
Together.
Absolutely. That's a good summary of pretty much what's going on right now with people's creative. Because it's the thing is, when people just straight knock it, and I'm like, dude, this is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? The fact that this person is making bread and thought they never would, or drawing, or taking photos, whatever it is, it's great. It's just, let's just be realistic about what it is and how it's helping you. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's like a life. It might be for some people like a life change. But, I think there's a lot of BS out there.
My bagel making, like learning how to make bagels, my girl Georgie Gravel put me onto this recipe. I made the bagels, and then I was like, yo, I'm better than H&H. Like, I just immediately, like every kid I hate on the internet, where they're like, they take, a photo or direct one thing, and they're like, I'm the best. I'm better than everyone. I was like that about the fucking bagels. I was like, oh, these are better than H&H. I'm that person. Come get me. Like, I think it's just because I never thought I could make a bagel.
Right.
And like a good bagel. The bagel's good.
Well, it's good. I trust you, but also don't quit your day job.
I mean, I keep telling people, just in case I can't ever take a photo again, at least I've got the bagel.
God bless.
But I would just open a little shop on the Upper West,
Yeah, and kill it. Wait, I want to know. I haven't seen you eating. You got a snack? I'm eating. I got to tell you what I have first. I'm sorry because it's kind of like Here's what I wanted to do. I didn't tell you this. I wanted to get brie, and because I found the table water crackers, whatever they're called, the Carters or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll get some brie. I want like a salty snack. I want a savory snack this time because I've always done sweet snacks. And the store was out of brie, the grocery store, because pandemic. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go full pop. I got Teddy Grahams here. I think this guy's upside down. Sorry. I got Teddy Grahams here. And I'm very happy with my decision. Just tiny chocolate chip cookies. What do you got?
I love Teddy Grahams in more ways than one. I have got... My God, why am I forgetting what the fuck they're called now?
What is that? Is that a cracker? Is that cereal? Is that...
No, it's the healthy cereal. I just told you what it was.
But yes, you did on the Zoom.
Magic Spoon. Sorry. Magic Spoon. So Magic Spoon here is like old school our childhood cereal, but it's got none of the shit. So you can feel less guilty while you eat.
That's awesome. Mind you,
it's really good.
Do you know what's funny is I ask people, I'd like for people to watch this with their kids if they're around and stuff, just because people are together, Normally I ask people to keep the swearing at a minimum before, but I was like, I'm not doing that with Shaniqwa. I'm not going to do that with her.
I mean...
And my friend Emil Haney was like, he just straight up was like, no one's watching this with our kids, dude. I was like, okay.
No.
But it's just, I was like, you are not the person asked not to swear.
No. No, not at all.
Yeah.
These fucking shits is delicious.
But, I wanted to ask you, so, like, we're talking about community and supporting each other and stuff. Let's talk about your book and how that came about for you as an artist in terms of it was the right time to do a book and like who published it and how and hem and haw.
I have one right here.
Okay. Amazing.
Which I can then show you.
There it is. Bong. And that's you on the cover.
No, this is my cousin's daughter.
We know
my cousin Ebony's daughter.
It's a photo you took because that's what the whole book is.
But it's a photo I took.
But I'm saying it's like
of who I thought I was at the moment. I had her dressed up as me. Cell phone, sunglasses. Yeah. My hair was like that at the time. My gear.
Yeah.
Yes.
Catch up, Shaniqwa. Catch up. It's like I tell people, pretend you're on Letterman, okay? Come on, you're on television here.
I mean, are you going to edit this? Okay. So
No.
it was published by Baque Creative, which is run and owned by Angelo Baque, who happens to be one of my best friends. It was all kind of like under one massive long conversation. We were concepting social studies, which is a program that we work on, which I can talk about in a minute. Mm-hmm. And Angela was like, oh, this would be a great time for you to launch your book. And I was like, yeah. And he was like, you know what? Because we had just worked on the Virtual 10 Nike project together. Mm-hmm. And so he was like, well, why don't we, we've done this job together. Why don't I publish a book and then we launch it at Social Studies? And I was like, okay. But then I had to quickly move through all of the motions. Because I'd been working on my book for the past 3 years, let's say, getting it all together and figuring it out, designing it, blah, 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 blah. And then that's how I did it.
That's awesome. And then that came out, and you launched it in Miami, social studies, right?
Correct.
And tell people what social studies is, because that's a very interesting kind of activation, if you will.
I keep telling people that, like, I always like to start off by saying that social studies came out of this idea of wanting to help Black and brown kids have access to all of the things that help them run their businesses. So, you know, for the most part, Angela and I always saw this as something like, when we were coming up, a lot of people were like, whatever to us, just because we weren't like white kids, we didn't come from rich families.
Yeah.
Like, people weren't interested in.
You didn't have a famous daddy
with us. Yeah, like they were like, we don't care, y'all cool, but you're not that cool, you know. And as we got older and had found more success within the businesses that we've run, we were like, oh, well, it's best to give back. We both, you know, really live in this zone of feeling like you can't keep achieving without like throwing a hand down. Like, I've always thought that, like, in order for me to keep going up, I have to keep pulling someone, you know, pulling them up. So social studies started off as a 3-day retail workshop, panel talks, all to give people access. And it's like slowly developed into other things. We're going to do another one online.
Awesome.
Quarantine fun.
Yeah. And the thing is, like young people actually came out. And and I wasn't there, but from what I heard and what I saw, young people came out and they were just absorbing the kind of the knowledge that, and it's funny because you're like, it's just us talking, you know, it's just you and your group of friends, but you're successful and people look up to you. And it was really interesting to see that. So kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. What's been your favorite assignment? Go ahead.
I don't know what I was going to say.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead. Since it's my show, Shaniqwa, and it's not a photo shoot with you as a photographer. Anyhow, I did want to mention, you did an event with your book with like the photos on the wall, like a kind of exhibition style SNS. Is that true? Yeah. Was that with the book?
No. When SNS were launching in New York,
You're right.
Alana suggested to them, hey, you guys should work with Shaniqwa.
You're right.
So I got Mordecai to help me cast a bunch of New York City kids, who we both thought were interesting looking and had like a little bit of story. And so I shot all of them, hung those on the wall, and then we made a sweatshirt and a blanket for my archives. See? Like the photo was like, I think from 1997, 1998, something like that.
That's so wild. That's so rad.
We try.
Yeah. Well, we don't try hard. That's the whole thing. You're not try hard. You work hard.
Work hard.
As I was saying to someone, you know, they say work smarter, not harder. And I'm like, yeah, but sometimes working smarter involves working hard as well. So don't just think you can sit around and be smart about things and things will come to you, you know? And I really I really truly think that your career is, as I told you in that gallery that day, is a great example of that. What was your favorite assignment or just your favorite shoot in general that you've done with with a notable kind of, with like the Serenas of the world or the Erykah Badu's or what have you?
I mean, Erykah, of course, was one of my favorites. I think it's I would say Erykah Badu and Issa Rae for various random reasons. Erykah, just because she is everything. Mm-hmm. And I think upon meeting her, there were things that I had been thinking about that she just said. Like, I sat down and we were talking, and she was like, you know, ran off a list of things, and she was like, you should do this, you should do this, you shouldn't do that, don't say that, don't act like. And I was like, okay, like I got the full vibration from her, and I was like, okay, and I got to work on that shoot with Anna Trevelyan, who's a stylist I really like. Just like this like trinity of awesomeness. Issa Rae was my last shoot of the decade.
Oh wow!
And for me, she's always represented this, like, a little bit of who I think I am, you know. So when I met her, I was like, "Yo, you're my tether." I don't know if you saw Us, you know.
No, I did not see Us.
Dude, what are you waiting for? Do you not like horror? Or
no, I'm scared. I don't.
You're not
want
trying to
talk
support Black people in cinema. Like, what's going on?
I get
okay. Hold that thought.
I scare easily. I don't want to do it. No.
Okay.
Thank you for making me say that in front of all 5 people that are watching. But yeah, go ahead.
It's fine. So when I met her, I was like, you know, I believe that you're my tether, and she was like, bitch, am I below or above? And I was like, you're definitely below. I'm the one who's above ground doing all the things. But I do see, like, a lot of the times it's been such an interesting watch to see her just parading around, and I just feel like I'm watching myself, like a younger version of myself, just making mistakes. And
wow, that's
her
amazing.
first show, Awkward Black Girl, I was like, yeah.
I know enough about the film to know what you're talking about, but yeah, still not gonna watch it. I watched his first film, and it wasn't like scary. So is this like that?
It's similar in that, you know, there's some gore, but it's like.
Okay, well, listen. When I'm able to have someone over who can sit next to me and hold my hand through it, I'll do that. I'll watch it. Okay, I give you my word.
Okay. Good luck.
For whatever that counts for you, my word.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, sure.
Who's like a dream subject that you'd like to shoot?
It's funny because I said it yesterday and then now I'm forgetting. I think it's just old age. I just can't remember anything anymore. I do have a few people who are stored up, and I'm like, oh my god, that'd be so rad if I can shoot them. I don't know.
Okay. Thanks.
I don't know.
You're making this a really fun experience for me and the viewers.
I don't know. I legitimately don't.
That's fair.
know.
That's fair. You're living in the moment.
Maybe let's say Julian Schnabel.
Okay.
I think people always find it funny when I'm like, oh, I'm a really big Schnabel fan. I know.
Why do you think they find it funny?
I don't know. I feel like people don't really. I don't know. But people are always like, really, like that.
Yeah. Well, we can. That's like a whole rabbit hole for me. That's interesting. And how about like kid? Because you do shoot kids, and is there like a difference there between shooting adults? Is it more gratifying? Is it harder? Is it the same?
Well, it goes back to what I said before. I mean, I really do believe that, like, I really truly believe that kids, they know everything. Mm-hmm. Like, I think, you know, when they're like, why? It's like they know why. They just want you to express why you would do something in that way. Like, they wouldn't do it that way. And they're like, why? I just think kids are more honest, and they're so wise, you know, and they can see everything, you know, like when kids see ghosts, kids can see everything. And I think their perspective is so much more interesting. And I love adults and I guess I'm like that, who have held on to being able to see everything and being able to like feel everything with their whole body. Like I love adults that are like that. I love children who are like that. So like people are like, oh, you love shooting kids, and I'm like, not all kids. Some kids suck.
Some kids suck.
I think during quarantine, a lot of parents are like, yo, my kid kind of sucks.
Thank God, because I was sick of telling people.
To check them.
I was sick of letting people know that kids suck. No. Sometimes you'll just be like, oh, this kid's an asshole. Like, and be like, how could you, not about their kid, but like just generally, you know, how can you say that about a kid? I'm like, some kids are assholes. They suck. Like, come on.
Yeah.
You got to take a good look at how you're raising them. Very cool. What are you working on at this time other than making bagels? Are you shooting anything? Are you organizing your stuff?
Yes, I'm organizing my crazy archive, which is driving me insane, which is why I'm in the studio today. Today is one of my archive studio days. I've been focusing on that. I think I've been asked to do a lot of like Zoom photo shoots, and I don't understand it at all. Like I don't even understand how I would do it. So I think I've just been politely declining because it's ugly.
Okay. Hey, well maybe there's,
or at least I know my Zoom photographs would be ugly.
Yes. Okay. That's very interesting.
So I say no.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Well, listen, Shaniqwa, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're busy archiving and making bagels, but you know, what do you got there? Oh, that's a wow! Look at that.
It's just a bunch of negatives.
Yeah. Show people. Yep. We know what I know, but people know. Everyone knows. No one knows the pain of archiving those, though, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, this is like a box I had to cut and sleeve all by myself.
Oh my gosh. Oh, let's quickly give me the digital film debate real quick.
Digital was fine for me when it was, and I think I've always shot film. And it's what I like. If a client is down for it, that's what we're doing. And generally they are. They're like, oh, if that's what all this is, like, why am I going to ask you to use a whole different camera?
If I'm coming to you, I'm going to let you do your thing your way, right?
There are some clients who are like, do you mind shooting both? And I'm like, yeah, if only you're fine with me being like, I told you so in the end, because you're only going to choose from the film portion. And I feel like just to spite me, they'll be like, we'll take these two digital, which I never see them use anywhere ever. But it's like, sure, go for it.
Like, that was for internal use. You don't get it. That was for something.
It's just passed around like, oh, look at this. Great. I mean, there's a lot of film here, from like 1980. 1985, I think. So
1980. What do you mean there's film there from 1985?
Yeah, because my mom gave me a camera early, so and I'm a hoarder, so I got
it. That's incredible. Well, listen, Shaniqwa, good luck with that.
Thank you.
You've cleared the board. You've eaten all 10 chicken wings. Look at this camera. I'm just kidding. Wrong show.
Is that like Noriega's Dining with Noriega?
No, that's the, I've always wanted to end the show like that. That's the, what is it? Oh my gosh, I love this show. The chicken show on the First Sweet Feast. 10 hot chicken wings. Hot wings. Hot ones.
Hot ones.
You know it.
Yes.
You're not on hot ones right now.
I am not on hot wings.
I trust you'll get there someday. You're gonna get there.
I'm just doing that. Like, I'm not doing this. I'm like doing that.
You're in your own Zoom photo. You're just every tile. You're like, this guy.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
I know this person. Fine, I'll do it. This over here. All right, man. Listen, thank you on behalf of Snack Time. I was about to call my own show Snack Stuff. I think that means it's time to go. All right?
I definitely think so.
All right, Shaniqwa. Thank you so much. Peace.
You're so welcome.
Yeah. Shaniqwa Jarvis. That was rad to talk to her. We talked for quite a while. We get along. We like each other. We know each other for a long time. So, and it really has been amazing to see her trajectory and to see everything she's doing. People on Instagram if you want to get a good look at her work. And as far as we are concerned, we'll be back next week with another amazing guest. I think we're doing pretty good on our guests. I like our guests. They're all so interesting and like really I think they bring a lot to the table in terms of culturally. And I'm talking over at this camera when really I'm on this camera. Let me switch that up. I want to thank you guys for your continuous support and for watching. I'd love to hear what people DM and stuff about the show. I'm going to keep it short and say peace. Oh, man. The Last Dance is over. It was fun while it lasted, and we can watch it over and over and over again. I know I plan on doing that. You guys have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Thank you again for rocking with us and for being, oh gosh, I'm stalling, and for being a fun audience. Peace.
Snack time, snack time, snack time, snack time, snack time, snack time, snack time. All right.
Great!